All
And
right,
the
what's up, folks? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It is good to be here. Good to see everyone out there in the side popping in already. Let's see. Gary, would you get us started off right, sir?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Alan, what's going on, brother?
Oh man, been a great couple of weeks. With Christmas and New Year's it falling when it did. Yeah, of course we didn't do shows. So I am glad to be back here tonight. We've got things and stuff to talk about. Let me see if I can pull this menu up here, who tells me that first off, we've got Alaska One Andy, Edward Petty out there, Kyle Pony 47 reloading from the hot pot. Tactical FUD, and people starting to come in already. We also have Redbird 491 and Scott 79. Glad people are starting to jump in on us. And there's also that one special person that we can't not greet, the YouTube auditor. Eat a bowl of dicks.
See, that's what I've been missing all these couple of weeks. You know, missed that. Jamie, what's going on, man?
I'm wondering where the contents of this bowl come from. And kind of makes me draw up. Hey man, I did a video, y'all. I know y'all are y'all think I don't, but I actually did a video, and thanks to this guy and all you guys on here tonight, and y'all all chipped in and got a very nice Christmas present. And I appreciate it. And other than that, man, just waiting to go back to work tomorrow morning. Can't freaking wait. You know what I mean? Thanks for having me, Scotsman. I appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you. Gene, what's going on, man?
Not too much. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a little bit.
Been a little bit.
What's up, Alan? Dang, long time no see, brother.
How goes it, brother? Man, it's I haven't seen you all year.
I know, man. It's like forever. You know, the time just drags. You know, we get busy with life and things take over and take us under. Good to be here. Good to be here. Thanks for the invite. Had to warm the laptop up and get the hand warmers out and rub them up and rub them all over the lid.
I just bought mine a drink and took it to a movie. Whatever.
Sometimes a little warm rub down doesn't hurt anything.
All right. Gary, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm just living a dream, I tell you what. Did a video. I did a video this last week, first one in 2 or 3 weeks. So trying to get into the spirit of actually getting some actual content done and stuff. Come off quite a few lives this not this weekend, but the weekend before we did several right in a row. So excitement, new year. Looking forward to it. Ready to hit it. Not going to work tomorrow because I don't work anymore. But there's that. But thanks for having me, by the way.
You're welcome.
Yeah, work is highly overrated too, by the way.
You know, I've always thought it's a 4-letter word for a reason.
It is.
Man,
Definitely
my work
overrated,
is
that's
just,
for
that
sure.
4-letter word is just, it's just dirty. Work is just dirty.
Yeah.
Hillbilly, what's going on, man?
Oh, brother, man, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. I've just been busy. Did a lot of lives since Christmas. Hadn't put out a whole bunch of videos after New Year. Just been a little down and not feeling good, but feeling much better. So be pumping out some more videos, and that's about it, brother. Looking forward to the new year.
It's getting over that hard seltzer. Gary,
I think that's what made me
Gary
not.
looked like he's gonna die.
That I didn't.
I think the hard seltzer is what made me sick for about 2 weeks.
Well, in Scotsman, if
water
you
probably
drank
took the worst
yours, I
flavor.
had to. If you drank yours, I had to have missed it at some point.
He drank it.
He drank it. He
Very
didn't enjoy it
reluctantly.
though.
No,
Talk
he
about
poured it in a
carbonation.
glass,
Crap.
and
Very
You just-
reluctantly.
thing bubbling all out the glass, and
Yeah, if you've
Like,
ever
that's the
thought
hardest
about
part.
drinking a hard seltzer, don't.
Gene, I have a yes or no question for you.
Shoot.
Question is you and your woman are getting ready to get it on, and as she's getting undressed, you notice that her underwear is on inside out. Do you say anything?
No, I take them off.
Well, that's good. So did I.
Following the same structure, then that's a good thing.
You can talk about that afterwards, but don't say nothing that's going to change your mind beforehand.
yeah, I
I
think
asked
you're
my
right.
girlfriend. I asked my girlfriend to talk dirty to me, and she said, "Yard work, changing the oil on the car." No, not that kind of dirty.
And we're off to the races, folks.
Oh,
All right, so Alan, what you do for Christmas, man? You have a good Christmas, all that.
It was mostly a very, very rough Christmas for me. Just people being out and about and traveling, and then I have to see members of my biological family tree. It doesn't work for me very well. But I decided that I needed to pick up a new acoustic electric. So that is a Takamine in the wine, Fishman Electronics. Nothing all that special, but got me a new Get Fit. Got myself a new guitar for Christmas.
Awesome.
almost as cool as what I got.
Yeah, how was your Christmas, Gene?
I bought myself a Savage 308.
Bang.
Boom. And a nice Monstrum scope. Yeah, I had a good Christmas.
Can't go wrong
Oh,
with
and
308.
Ms. Hotshot got me a gift card to my favorite LGS.
Nice.
I
Oh,
used to
wow.
get oranges.
Congratulations.
I used to get apples and oranges in my stocking every year when I was a little kid.
Mhm.
What about walnut? Do you ever get walnuts?
Absolutely.
All right.
And but that was a long time ago.
Just
Fond
wish
memories.
you would have had a nutcracker also after you got walnuts.
Well, that's why Gene got the 308.
There you go.
And when you were little, you used the butt end of your cap gun.
Yeah.
You know, it was more than just scaring the dogs.
Mark Thomas, I can't imagine you getting cold, brother. You're such a good dude.
I can't imagine him getting anything else.
His coin should be there this week. You should get that this week. For some reason, now they send it halfway across the country just to send it up the road. So I'm not sure what the hell they're doing, but that's the post office for you. Last I looked, it was in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I mailed out some Christmas cards, and like a few of them were to like family or so their friends around here, and I just took them to our post office. And anyway, they went from Southwest Missouri all the way to Kansas City, and then back to just down the road mile. That's our government at work.
It really is, man. It's crazy.
The post office boxes were like, I think two of them were in the same building, same post office box. You think they just go over there and stick it in that post office box?
Nope. I've literally had stuff half hour, 45 minutes away take a week to get here. It's just nuts.
And you think I'd have been better off just to drive down there and get it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, heck, Mark's only 6 hours away. Makes no sense.
Did anybody get anything for New Year's? Nobody? I got another guitar for New Year's. There's a Fender in that case, that fancy, expensive, stupid Fender case there. I got another guitar in that case. That one's going to end up needing some work. It's a brand new guitar, but it needs some work before I consider it playable. Just like a lot of things, quality is not the namesake anymore. All these companies that skate on their name and are outsourcing everything under the sun. So
Yeah, but we're Fender. We're Smith & Wesson. Name it. Insert company here. You know, there's a reason they're able to do that, and it's because that once upon a time they actually put in the hard work and paid attention to detail. Now they're dumping on those guys who actually did the work.
Yeah, riding on the reputation.
Well, they're riding on the hard work of their ancestors is what they're doing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pretty sad.
Well, I mean, that's one nice thing about Les Pauls and stuff. They literally got, tuned and played and all that before they ever got shipped out, and I don't know if that happens anymore or not.
What's wrong with it, Alan? Maybe intonation out of it?
Yeah, it needs a little bit of fret work on the neck. It definitely, the action needs set on it. And so that's gonna fall over into the intonation. Needs to be redone. Of course, I'm kind of half OCD. If I get a new instrument, I go through it most of the time. I haven't done it with this Takamine yet. Because in all actuality, it's not that bad. just straight out of the case. But that's a Fender Strat Pro 2, and I'm like, wow. I ended up picking that up on a almost a steal. So I'm like, yeah, if I gotta put in some work and dial in the neck and dial in the frets and set the action where I want it, everything, no big deal. I'll just do the work. Because I ended up saving like $400 on that guitar.
Doesn't Fender have 3 grades: American, Mexican, and Chinese? Don't they offer three different grades from places?
And there's actually some made in Japan too.
Huh.
But the mass of the ones out in the market right now are American, Mexican, and Chinese.
Yeah, buddy of mine plays a Mexican Strat, and it's nice. He paid good money for it. It was a top end one, but it's nice.
Does he wear a sombrero when he plays it?
No, but he does wear flip flops.
Oh, awesome.
He is a flip flop connoisseur.
Nice.
He must be okay guy. I've never seen him in Crocs. Just flip flops. Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah, that way you get that weird V line on your feet when they tan, and not just those weird leopard spots.
Yes. Heck, to be a house painter wearing those, look like you have leprosy all the time.
So for a lot of people, we did get some news good news come down the turnpike, and the fact that Wayne LaPierre is gone. For some people, this is phenomenal news. I don't understand why the man would be resigning all of a sudden when all this heat's coming down on the NRA and other executives are getting taking plea deals and shit.
Well, you saw he got 17 million to resign. How's that work?
Sometimes you get made an offer you can't refuse. We'll give you 17 million to resign, and if you don't, you take a ride with Luigi.
Well, somebody said on the side chat of one of the other streams the other night that like a few years ago, he got like 4 million to resign, but I think he got the money and then didn't resign or something. I don't remember exactly how they said it.
That's because they didn't make him an offer he couldn't refuse. And that reminds me of kind of what Gary and Allen was talking about earlier about being retired and work being a 4-letter word and all that crap. I wonder if you retired and then decided you were bored and kept showing up, what would happen? Would you finally get arrested?
And Gary's job, probably, once they yanked his credentials.
Yeah, they yanked my credentials the morning they let me go. They invalidated my badge. So we're done with you. Which I was fine with. So
nothing like being treated like a YouTube auditor.
Yeah, $17 million to resign. That just doesn't. It still doesn't add up to me. Why that's even coming about? If it was part of a retirement package or whatever, and he retired, but no, he didn't retire. He's quitting, And, you know, oddly, he comes out and makes this statement like the NRA is actually pro 2A, and that's what their main fight is. But it doesn't make sense to me why he would be quitting and they would give him so much damn money. It just doesn't add up.
Yeah,
That's
it's
just
quite a
NRA's
service.
hardworking money at work, you know. That's all it is. That's your money you send them all the time, going to work. We are probably one of the worst ones to say they're pro 2A.
I think they're a business. I think their job is to make money. Point blank.
Well, anything anybody like people's in and about, they get paid money. I mean, if there's not money, even if it's non-profit, people's not going to do it. I mean, there's not a whole lot of people building new houses and just giving them away for nothing. You know, I mean, you know, it's just, I mean, we find out all the time, even though it might be a non-profit, you know, instead of just making, you know, an average salary, they're making millions. And so it's just, it's terrible.
Well, you know, you'd be surprised at the number of quote unquote charities out there who's paying multi-million dollars to their chief executive officers.
Mm-hmm.
The money that we donate, maybe 5 to 10% of it actually goes to the cause that they're claiming they support.
I think there is a set amount according to the income level. I've seen something about that sometime, but there is a set amount they have to give to charity.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but it takes time and money to gain money. You know, for any charity, you know, things cost money, travel expenses, you know, food, hotels, conferences, you know, begging and pleading, you know, corporations and individuals to help out with these funds. That's, you know, our organization, our community is a lot different, man. We give because we care. It doesn't matter. You know, we take out of our pockets and we help someone else in need. That's part of our family here. That's a beautiful thing. But when you start getting to them big corporations and organizations like that, it's going to be some scoundrels.
Oh yeah, even with the smaller ones, you know, Justin's Final Mission and stuff. Unfortunately, the company that kind of took over when they separated, you know, that's all they're about is making money and not about helping properly. And there was all kinds of issues there, and I went back and forth with a couple different people with that, and then we lost Troy, so it was kind of went to the wayside a little bit because I'm not going to deal with a company that we can't trust. So,
well, you know, Troy Yoakum, Warrior Battalion, that guy lived in an RV, sold his house, lost his marriage, gave up everything and put every dime he had towards Warrior Battalion. After he passed away, I started getting emails from him about their new updated plans and all this other stuff that they were going to start doing. And I was like, I'm done.
well, supposedly his brother was taking over, but there was a lot of issues there because we were trying to get him on the show so we could talk to him as well and find out what was going on. And it was just a huge mess. So I figured it was better just to walk away from it. I'm not going to put my name on something like that. And, you know.
I was getting emails from some lady about it. You know, and the things that she was saying in the email were just like, Sure was a good guy, man. I got to meet him and hang out with him, spend time with him, talk to him on the phone a lot, text back and forth. And I miss him a lot, but he actually did a good thing.
Yeah, I never got to meet him in person, but I talked to him quite a bit on the phone and all that as well. And he was a good dude.
Yeah. And, there is a lot of good charities and stuff out there. That's, the deal. You just have to kind of dig and find out which ones are and which ones aren't. I believe the Convoy of Hope, I think somebody told me that they keep all their income and payments public for people, and so, there is some good ones out there.
It'd be helpful if there was some way that we could tell which ones actually are legit and are actually doing what they say. I think what we need to do before we start giving to a company or an organization like that is actually do some research, see what we can find out about them. Like St. Jude's and March Dimes they're awful tempting, but you wonder if they're doing that crap too.
I think the only way you're really going to find out is to involve yourself in one that you're interested in.
Yeah.
Involve yourself in it. See how, and start looking. See how deep things go.
Yeah, I mean, I think the perfect thing is to have everything public. I don't know about other places, but growing up, like our church and a lot of the other churches, all the money brought in and money spent was all public to the church, community and all that stuff, every penny of it. And that's one way to keep people from sticking their hands in the till, and that.
So I was able to get out and do a little bit of shooting this past weekend. Glad I did, because it's been extremely mild weather-wise for winter here in Iowa. It's not going to be as of tomorrow. So getting out and creating some brass to reload was great. It was healthy. It was fun. Didn't have any problems with any of the firearms that I took out. Just went out and just enjoyed myself. Might possibly have bruised the palm of my hand from slapping mags as hard as I did, but yeah, a little tender, a little sore. Wah.
So what'd you take out?
All the 10 millimeters, the Bill Milton, and the black rifle. And yeah, just bunch of 5.56 and 10 millimeter.
Good. 10 millimeter, best millimeter. You should do a comparison video on all the ones you have. Form, function, features, capacity, what you like and dislike about each one.
Yeah, that's a good possibility, but that entails making videos. Who does that for YouTube? I started making a video, put it in a can like 3 times. Never got it worked out the way that I wanted it to work out. And spent a stupid amount of time trying to get it dialed in and just put everything together properly was not working out because I didn't have the right footage or the footage was tainted. One thing or another, it just kind of made me go, "Oh, screw this video." But I mean, I got a good side by side now that I could actually do that video with.
Thing is, you go to all that trouble, and then YouTube will just make it yellow and won't allow you to make any money off of it, or they won't promote it.
Oh yeah, they don't promote my stuff anyway. I don't make money off of YouTube. Never have, never would. Never. I don't. Hell, as many years as I've been on YouTube, I don't even have enough subscribers to worry about it. If 60 people watch the video, I know that that's the core group. And past that, it sits on there, and 3 years later, 4 years later, somebody will make a comment. I got
About right.
I positively, I don't go out and I've never never made an effort to really promote any kind of video other than the ones that are just really fun or entertaining to do, especially where I was wanting to get the audience interaction. But no, I would never expect to ever make money on YouTube.
I was afraid of that, Christian, when I saw you got that gun. I saw it and I'm like, dang.
Yeah, snubby 44s ain't nothing to shake a tail at.
Especially with my hand loads, man. They are hot. I would not want to put them in a stubby.
Yeah. 4 inches is about as low as I'll go with it with a hot Magnum.
Yeah, that thing's got to be a flamethrower. I mean, yeah, okay, you're going to create a big hole, but you're going to cauterize the wound anyway.
Wood grips on top of everything else. Yeah, that's going to hurt.
They just don't look right with rubber.
I was gonna say with a revolver, it's got to be wood grips, man. You know. Unfortunately, there are some J frames that don't have them available, but you get close as you can get to them. But
well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm a fan of wood grips, but I mean, you can also get G10s that look nice, that feel great and are super grippy. And my 686 has been delegated as desk gun number 2. So, because, you know, the philosophy 1 is none and 2 is 1. So in this confines right here at the desk, I have to have 2 guns.
Yeah, Gene, Daniel's got all that. Don't worry, man. He's CZ'd up.
He says the wife does, but not him.
Yep. Oh, she's got her own safe full, man.
Oh, let's give me a new PCC. I traded my Ruger PCC for that 308 Savage. I think I got the better end of the deal, you know. But
See, the thing about Daniel, and I could be wrong here, Scotsman, correct me if I am. The thing about Daniel is he always hopes that his wife buys something new because he's the one that gets the hand-me-downs.
Yeah, pretty much. Or he's allotted a certain amount that then he can then go spend for himself. They have an allotment system.
If you guys should happen to come across a good deal on a older Smith & Wesson revolver or any revolver that has rubber grips that you like, there's this company called Brown Works that makes grips that he may can fix you up. And I bought some from him for a 1911 over the holidays.
And Scotsman, don't you have a video on Brown Works?
Yeah, he made a set for my 97B 45. Purple Heartwood. Really nice grips. Actually, I should have. I think I got the other set over here because he sent me 2 sets. Hang on.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, ordered 1 and he sent him 2. It's like, wow.
So we're going to do this. We can't show guns. Like if we mounted these grips, we couldn't show them to you.
just hold the bottom of the grip up like Allen did. You're just showing the grip.
That was not a gun. That was just grips.
That was
Right,
just
Alan?
grip.
Yeah, there's the ones that he made. This is the extra set. So he sent me 2 sets because he understands that the wood works a certain way. So he sent me 2 sets of them. But
Nice.
they look good on the gun. They shoot good on the gun. So pretty happy with them.
Got the TSA right on them.
Yep.
I need a set for my Rock Island. That big old double stack 10 millimeter. That deserves a set of custom grips. Yeah, look at Jamie's.
Does some great work.
And on the inside, he always puts his logo. And I got a can opener with my call sign on there. So we'll see how these look on a vintage 1911. I think they're going to fit the bill just fine.
Well, he did some custom ones for me because he didn't have these colors I'd asked him about. And so as for an AR, and he also sent the bracket that goes to your AR, and then these mount on that. So awesome
That
guy.
is cool.
Awesome job, man. Just I love him.
When you gonna put them on?
Probably this week. I haven't decided which one is going to go on yet. I mean, I got it nailed down. I think I got it figured out which one I'm going to put it on. And then, of course, we'll have to America up the entire gun then. So that's going to be fun.
Oh, darn.
Yep. So trying to think of like patterns and, you know, and all that stuff for the gun.
There's some Cerakote places out there that sell stencils. And I mean, you could, as long as you clean it good and use a good self-etching primer on it, you can rattle can it. I mean, you don't have to Cerakote it or Duracoat it. Lay a nice matte or gloss over top of it. You're good to go, man. As long as you're not, as long as you're not scraping it on stuff when you're walking by it, you're good. It's golden.
Yeah, I've painted a lot of race cars and trucks and stuff in my lifetime, and so my dad, like, I mean, he still has paint booth and everything at his, you know, in his shop. So yeah, that's it. Just be, you know, I have to figure out what pattern I want to use and all that stuff. You know, some type of theme, and of course, I had to decide. Okay, if I do this gun, I mean, it's probably not going to be a hunting rifle. You know, I need to do something that's basically I'm going to be shooting videos with, and you know, taking to the range and all that. So,
well, remember this: Branson Cerakote out of Missouri. Branson Cerakote will work with you and make custom stencils for you.
okay,
and that's what they do is they Cerakote pew-pews. That's their main gig. So I've
seen them.
I've got a pack of their stencils that I won, and they're really nice, man.
Yeah, and I thought about calling them. I might even take it over and have them do it too. Since I mean, Branson's like, you know, the next bigger town to me, anyhow. So.
Oh yeah, shit. You lucky. Yeah, I did my pistol with that. I did a tattered American flag in black, white with gray, a little bit of gray shades.
Nice. All right. Yeah, there's
Abigail's got a question out there. LGS has a 22 long rifle MP5 SD for $550. Is that a good price? Anybody have an idea on that off the top of their head?
Don't know.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the 5SD. I have rifle or pistol?
I mean, the only ones that come to mind for me are what is it, Unimex or something? And yeah, they're right around the $550 mark, but they're great can candidates. You want to put a can on that? They're great for that.
I found one for 420 grains of rice. Oogle it, Abigail. So that's a little high. Even Bass Pro beats that.
I'll say Bass Pro showing $4.99, and that comes with Fox suppressor and barrel shroud.
Oh, with a faux suppressor, right?
Yeah, and barrel shroud, and yeah, so it's HK.
Oh yeah. Hell, there's a lot more out there. I mean, HK, Walther, HK, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
They're like 430, 420, 430, and those are coming with faux suppressors already on them.
Yeah, so that's a high price she's got.
Sure looks like a fun little gun, though. No doubt about that.
Yeah, I'm seeing 419 to 499 depending.
Yeah, so if it is the actual SD, then yeah, that's probably a pretty damn good price. If it's the actual SD. Yeah, because at that point, cycling, all you're hearing is the bolt movement.
Yeah.
Shooting that, all you're hearing is the bolt movement.
Yeah, when I put one of my cans on a 22, it's like nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, Scott's right. If it's an actual SD, she'll have to file $200 tax stamp on it and wait for the next up to 11, 12 months to get it. Pass all your background checks, BCIs, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous how long that's taking. Still have my rugged in ATF jail. Turned everything in April. So, I mean,
Dang, it takes that long.
it has so far for me.
And they just keep your money.
Yeah, the electronic version was supposed to go faster, but it doesn't go any faster right now. They're still out, 11 to 13 months is the average.
That's because they're still piled high with paperwork, actual paper forms that were turned in. They didn't count on that, not in my area. There's
I
only
think it's
one field office that does it.
I think it's because they're dedicating too many of their resources trying to write laws.
Yeah, that too. I think this week I'm gonna go put a Wits machine 40 can back into the year-long wait layaway.
Yeah, Christian, there's no rhyme or reason to it. There really isn't.
I wonder if they do them in batches like they do concealed carry permits. Because the counties will, counties around here, they'll do them in batches. They'll wait until they get so many in, and then they'll go through them. She's only got a week to figure it out, gentlemen. Pressure. The pressure is on.
Talking of a week, next week is the anniversary of Midas Welby.
Oh.
And I was going to do the video for the AK about a month or so ago. I was saving that for this coming week. So I'll have that done enough for get ready for this, for that. So you guys will see that. I don't know if there'll be any shooting footage. I don't really want to shoot that in the backyard, but we'll see. We might just pop off a couple rounds.
Might get interesting.
Yeah, fast.
You know, it used to be that you could get AK ammo and AR-15 ammo just by half pickup truck loads, you know. Not anymore.
Well, enough money can get you anything.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you got $17 million, you can get Wayne LaPierre out of office.
That's just pocket change, you know.
And I don't think it would have took me and Scotsman that much money.
And if we knew it was only going to take $17 million, why'd we wait so damn long?
Right.
Yeah, if they put it out there, man, everybody just chip in $5 to get him out of here. We're only asking $5 a person, man, to get him out of here. Will you do it?
Yeah, Rob, my backstop would probably be fine, but I don't know. I mainly just shoot handguns out there. I'm not trying to cause any problems. I'm sure my backstop would stop it. Nothing's gone through the first layer of the backstop of anything I've shot out there, so I'm sure it's layered up pretty good. So
Now, with what Andy said, I I have been guilty of suppressing my little 22 and taking it in my basement. I wouldn't shoot anything bigger, but you know, a little 22.
I've heard of some people accidentally shooting a few rounds in the house.
Yeah.
Without AirPros on.
Ow.
you don't need Ear Pro. We've been over this. You know, I showed this years ago, man. You shoot a 50 BMG, you don't need Ear Pro. It's okay.
Scotsman has this on video, Hillbilly.
For one round.
Yeah.
It's on video, man. You can look it up.
As long as I turn my death air towards the gun just right, I could do it.
So, Andy, what'd you shoot it into, man? I know you didn't just shoot it up against the brick wall or whatever.
Uh,
Well, I seen I can't remember that one guy's videos, but he shoots, 9mm, all kinds of stuff in this brick building, and he's got a bunch of tires, empty tires as backstops and stuff. And like he's shooting up like 7 yards and stuff sometimes.
So, you know why Scotsman only shot it once? Because after the first shot, he remembered he forgot to put his ear pro on.
Hey, but I will say this, and everyone else stood around there and watched too, as I just slowly, calmly just went like this, and then went right back to it.
Yes, you did.
That's a fun gun to shoot, though. I'll tell you that. If you're a recoil junkie, it's a good one. My only problem with that gun, when I shot that gun, was I could not get a good sight picture with the scope. I was having a little bit of an issue there, but
That's a
I have
big
that issue with
booty.
a lot of guns because of the length, the pull, and everything else, and I got to play around to get that really set up for me.
That's a scaled up 30-06, Gene.
Yeah, on anabolic steroids.
Yeah.
Well, the
It's like
ghost was
people ask me sometimes on my horses or something, said, "Can you shoot off that horse?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can shoot off every horse once at least."
BB guns,
like
like in New York.
Everybody's got laws against anything that shoots projectile in city limits. You're in your backyard. Who cares? Set up a target and go, man.
That's crazy, Abigail. It's cool when you can go in your backyard and shoot. There's Bald and Curious.
He types like he talks, pronunciates. Just
Now
walk
it gets a
home.
small sentence too. Wait till you see a full paragraph; it gets worse.
Hey, Val.
You got a link if you want to jump on, man.
Good night, Andy.
Nah, buddy. Yeah, I wish there was better backstops, or at least I could figure out some. I mean,
Ain't you got any dirt?
yeah, without having to pile dirt. I mean,
Or some
you know,
old
to me, I
tires,
use
maybe?
Yeah.
Or just
One
use your
thing I
swimming
started-
pools like you do in your videos, man.
Yeah. It's just hard to keep plugging them up every time you shoot. But,
Come on, man. We know
Yeah, I
we
started-
know you got plenty of hard cells so you can stick back there.
yeah. Well, I have like different, some layers of plywood and all that, and then, treated 2x6s and all that, and then, styrofoam behind that. But, I started to put, tires back there too, but then keep thinking about the, filling up with water in them, the mosquitoes and all that stuff, so I'm like, nah, I don't want to use tires and
Fill them
Well,
up with dirt, man.
precisely.
Yeah.
When I lived in Arizona, my backstop was built out of nothing but tires full of dirt. You completely pack them in, and it just depending once rain and everything gets down in it, it really makes a solid backstop. I had no problems shooting rifles at this thing at stupid close ranges. Nothing ever got through it, ever.
yeah.
And
I'm
won't.
I missed what you said, Alan. Like a StreamYard kicked me off. What'd you say makes a good backstop?
When I lived in Arizona, the backstop that I built was nothing but tires and dirt. And so I'd put the tire down and completely fill it with soil. And then build my next setup and nothing got through that. Yeah, out in the middle of nowhere in the desert, and I still built a very, very sizable backstop out of a bunch of old tires and just dirt, and nothing gets through it.
And you can come up with old tires. I'm telling you, these tire shops will give them to you. They have to pay to have them hauled away.
Mm,
Our range uses mulch because as it gets wet, it settles down and packs within itself. I mean, they got the initial.
That's all I'm using is tires. It's all mine is just full of tires, cut up tires, compacted
Okay.
into 55-gallon drums.
oh, wow. Yeah.
So far, I haven't had anything go through the first one whatsoever, not even hit the back of it. So, and they're
Wow.
just stacked up. And that's also, like Fuzzy just said it right there too. It's a good way to catch my lead. So eventually, it's just gonna suck when I got to empty the drum to get the lead out. But
It'll be worth it.
Yeah, Tommy Boy talks about railroad tires. Tread talking about railroad ties. When I started building the range area that I was building, I was using railroad ties and just backfilling the rest of the hillside behind that. And that works really well as also.
Yeah.
And those things they're not very expensive. You just get B grade crap.
Yeah.
They're just heavy and hard to move around and whatnot, but
yeah, I found a place out here that has them, but that was the issue, was getting it to the house because they don't deliver. So you have to rent a trailer and have someone that would help me to load it and unload it. Yeah, it's just going to be a pain in the rear.
Yeah. I heard that like you can get a ricochet like with 22s and stuff off of railroad ties. I don't know. But I mean, you can get ricocheted off of anything pretty much. So
Some still ain't that good, Bald. Some still just don't stop it. If it's at an angle, maybe.
Yeah, you can't really use mild steel on anything.
Yeah.
Even you start getting up into near half inch of mild steel, and a standard 5.56 is going to go through that.
Yeah.
Even at an angle.
Yeah, even at an angle, you might get a little bit of deflection, but it'll definitely still go through.
Yeah, I've taken chunks of 2x6 mild steel half-inch wall and hit it with 5.56 at like 25 yards. And it'll go through even green tips, whatever, they ain't special. They'll go through the first wall and they'll pin the back wall. Even the green tips didn't penetrate the back wall, but sure left a big dimple.
Wow.
There's Chris from the 740. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I've seen soft steel plates with holes all the way through them, where the round just went through it. Didn't even bother with it. That mild steel, man, you gotta be careful. And then it starts, like Alan said, it starts dimpling. And then if you hit it with another round, right, now you got ricochet issues.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think even old beat up railroad ties, if you got dirt packed in behind it,
Yeah.
I mean you're just gonna be shooting them anyway, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, build my new range. It'll be shooting in the hillside, all the time anyhow. So, I hate to do too much dramatic here because eventually I'll have, range, just right here close by that I'll be going to all the, instead of using this one. So if I do that, I might tear this one down. I don't know. And so I hate to just do a whole bunch to the one right here. Yeah.
One thing about a shooting into dirt like that, just to you got a hill, just take and scoop it out, make it straight like that. You can go back there, or better yet, at an angle um, like that. You can go mine all your lead out, and it's what Scotsman was talking about.
Yeah.
You got fresh lead to make bullets out of.
Yeah. I dig several out of these pieces of wood out here. Some of them will be on the ground, but some of them will be stuck in it.
With all the mulch and the dirt build up at my range, you can literally walk over with a bucket and just pick up bullets. Just pick up lead, literally.
I know.
It's so seasoned and packed.
Yeah,
Chad,
I know there's. Go ahead, buddy.
I was going to say Chad must have had a competition today.
Mm-hmm. I know there's been a few times, even with the wood and everything, that shooting about 30, 35 feet. Go to pick up my brass and find a 9mm bullet laying back here behind me. And it's like,
That's a little bit scary, ain't it?
it is definitely.
Oh, we've seen it time and time again too. It doesn't matter, how far away you are. Sometimes you'll get some spit back. We've had down at Daniels and that, shooting 25, 30 yards away and comes in right by you.
Man.
Yeah, man, I was shooting the plates at the range one day, and I mean, we got different bays, and we were in the little 25-yard pistol bay, and we got multi-purpose bays right next to it. And the range guru Steve come over. He's like, "What are you shooting over here?" I said, "I'm shooting the plates." He's like, "What are you shooting it with?" I said, "My cast bullets." He's like, "Dude, it's like raining lead pieces over here on the other side." I said, "Keep your hat on. Leave me alone." Yes, it does break apart. It does break apart and ricochet quite easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our neighbor, they were shooting some still. I think he said they were about 10 yards and 45, 1911, 45 caliber. And he shot some, and then he's letting the son shoot, and he's standing behind him, and he took his glasses off. He said, I was about 3 or 4 foot behind him and kind of off to the side. He said, I took my glasses off, not thinking to rub my eyes and stuff. I hadn't put them back on. And a piece of, scrap from that hit him in the eye. And he just almost has lost his sight over it.
Ain't no fun.
No, it's not.
Yeah, don't take a whole lot, man. A little piece will screw you up.
Yeah, I seen a guy
shown before Daniel, that red dot that was put on there came flying off, snapped his glasses in half. If he didn't have them on, he'd be in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
That's why they make those protective eyeglasses and stuff, ain't it? That's right, Bald.
And not just your reading glasses, not just your everyday wear. You need actual safety glasses for the range. And they should have corner shields on them too, because of deflections coming in from the side.
Yeah, we've been talking about that, Chad. Some of the best backstops. Just fill tires up with dirt. But that becomes a real problem when you have to mine your lead. I'm telling you. Oh, man, y'all. That's enough. Y'all gonna make people want to quit shooting.
So I saw a video here not too long ago from Chooks Outdoors. If you guys don't know Chook, go check him out. But Chook did a video here not too long ago that talking about particular method of carry and the issues with that particular method of carry. What are your guys' thoughts on different things that can come up when your mode of carry? And specifically, and what he was talking about in regards was to flagging yourself and with that particular method of carry, which they were talking about shoulder rigs and chest carry.
Well, I guess safety is number one. You know, finger off the trigger. You know, if you have to draw it, level of anxiety in the situation can also start determining that and changing those factors. I didn't see the video. I'm not sub to Chook. I don't watch any of this
I
stuff.
plan on doing a video on it, but there's issues with every mode of carry. But the thing that got me on that video was it was an email from one of your subscribers who supposedly is a trainer and modified a holster but didn't solve the issue. Said he solved the issue, but didn't really solve the issue. He just moved the issue from one side to another side and made it another issue in itself.
So the issue being what you're flagging, when you're flagging, how you're flagging.
Yeah, like if you appendix carry or something. I mean, is there a chance that you bring your barrel in just a little too much to holster it? I don't know.
Well, if you're appendix carrying, you're going to flag yourself, reholstering. I mean, it's going to happen. That's just where safety and care comes into play. Every kid's going to shoot their eye out with a BB gun, and every one of the appendix carriers is going to shoot their off. Oh, you're good, man. You'll shoot your junk off, dude, with carrying like that. Well, how about you'll blow a hole in your lung carrying on your chest? How about you're going to shoot yourself in your foot if you outer waistband carry?
Yeah, because 9mm is a lung buster, right?
That's right. Poof, gone.
Like anything, really.
I think there's a guy named Barney Five who was a deputy that wrote some books on what not to do. He's from the town of Mayberry.
Yeah, no matter how you carry, I don't think there is a single way of carrying where you're not flagging yourself or somebody else ever.
Precisely.
Well, I can tell you about something a little out of the ordinary that happened to me a couple days ago at the post office, where I had my 365 in a Kydex holster, IWB, and I took it out and put it in the center console, complying with the government regulations before I went into the post office, of course. I got out to my Jeep and I went to reholster it as I was sitting in the driver's seat, and it slipped a little bit, so I lifted it up to readjust it, and I accidentally started to take the pistol out of the holster. And for a split second, I started to shove it back in there, and then I thought, That's probably not a good idea. So I took pistol out, took the holster out, put it in front of me, reholster it, and put it back down. So you got to be careful at all times. If there's any chance you could slip or something like that, just take the time to get it in front of you where you got your eyes on it and do it right so you don't hurt yourself or somebody else or shoot a hole in your truck. None of which are a good idea.
Well, if you're outer waistband carrying or inner, and you're doing like 3-4 o'clock position, and you're in and out of a car, now you got the seatbelt to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't carry police level 2, level 3 holsters. You know, where you have to hit the button to get the hood off of it. We don't carry those on the average.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I don't carry a level 2 or level 3. I carry out.
If I'm carrying outside of the waistband, it's a level 2 or a level 3. Period. I have no open outside the waistband holsters anymore. I don't do it.
I don't see many people that use those. So, man, kudos on you.
But your point, 100% valid. It is difficult to be in and out of a vehicle, and you just can't. You literally have to like cock yourself in the seat just right in order to put the seatbelt on.
Right, and one of the reasons you don't see a lot of level 2 or level 3 people carrying that way is because it's a lot more work, and they don't want to put the work in.
Yeah.
Are you talking about
Go ahead.
retention?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Hillbilly. Sorry, buddy.
I was going to say myself personally, my most comfortable carry is shoulder holster, and not pointing back behind me, but down. That's what I love. I really like to carry like that if possible. But
Yeah, Tommy, that's ultimately that would be of assistance. It's not just because I'm a fat bastard, because I am a fat bastard. It's not the seat belt itself isn't long enough, but 100%, yeah, it would be of an assistance. And yeah, I don't carry outside the waistband in virtually anything that doesn't have a hood anymore. So it's bulkier. It's positively bulkier. Now coming into winter, I may vary away from that just a little bit, because there's a particular guy that got me a holster for a particular gun that I still use that holster, and have never put a lock on that particular one. But it's strictly for a 1911. I'm not carrying my 1911s very often. If I'm going to carry outside the waistband, I'm carrying my X10. And so I've got a couple of different holsters now for that. And again, somebody got me a holster and a lock setup that works. So
Who was that?
some bald-headed hairy fucker on YouTube.
Bald. That's an oxymoron. Bald-headed hairy fucker.
That is an
I might,
oxymoron.
I might be totally wrong as far as a lot of people concerned, but if I carry other than shoulder, I carry outside waistband with a clip, and I take mine off before I get in the vehicle, and then when I get out, I put it back on. But I just don't like riding with the seatbelt and everything up against the seatbelt. It's just really uncomfortable for me. So,
Well, I brought that up because we've been down like the AIM Surplus where they sell LE turning pistols, all different brands. And almost all of them, if they've actually been issued and used and worn on a daily basis, the right side of the grip will be rubbed smooth from the seatbelt. That's why I was saying, the average about level 2 and level 3, the average person doesn't carry them. So what about that? I tend to appendix carry.
To me, appendix carry is the most risky for you, and not necessarily the most risky for everybody else around you. The most risky for everybody else around you, if we're talking strictly at flagging, is going to be a shoulder holster. You're not looking in the direction that this thing is facing. You have no idea who's behind you, what not. Not that there's necessarily a problem with that, but if we're talking strictly about your flagging while it's in a holster, appendix carry is you're constantly flagging yourself while it's in the holster.
yeah. Well, I will tell you, my favorite way to carry is for me not to carry anything, and have my wife bra carry for me in case I need it.
You just want a reason to put your hand in there. Honey, I think there's a threat. Honey, that guy looks suspicious.
What are you walking around with your hand on my boob for?
Honey, we're getting out of the car. I want to check to make sure it's still safe in there. I see what you're doing. Does she know that?
She ain't stupid. That's an interesting question, Steve.
Yeah.
Aussie, that's one of the companies that makes a pretty good holster for the X10. Yeah, they're one of the companies that make a pretty good holster for the X10. I don't know, Steve. Yes, technically, I guess. If it's in a holster, it's still being pointed in a direction. So for the sake of this discussion, yes, it's flagging wherever the barrel's pointing. Well, so my argument on that, Bama Dad, is okay. When it's sitting in the holster, are you flagging? Well, maybe not, just depending upon what you got going on. But if the wind is blowing out of the east, I don't know. But ultimately, also your legs, and that's one of the big things that people talk about is femoral arteries and and everything else. So is it pushing out? Is it pushing in? When it's even in the holster, are you are you flagging not only your own junk, but are you flagging your own legs at all? Just walking around with it in the holster. Yeah, when we a big part of this conversation always ends up being appendix carry. We talked a little bit about carrying at 3 o'clock outside the waistband, 3 o'clock inside the waistband. Yes, there's been plenty of instances where somebody has a negligent discharge and a projectile travels all the way down the leg. We've had people talk about shoulder holsters. How about 5 o'clock position? Not necessarily small of back, but 4:30, 5 o'clock position. Thoughts?
You end
I've
up
got
with,
a friend.
I'm sorry, Jamie, go.
I got a friend that's the way he carries, and it's not bad. I would think. Uh, so if you're right-handed and you're carrying in the small of your back, wouldn't you need a left-handed holster for inside the waistband or outside the waistband? I guess.
No, that's how I carry. Is about the 4:30 position in the small of my back, and I can take an appendix holster and use it in the same exact fashion at 4:30. And
Which
so,
way is your handle pointing? If you're right-handed, to your right or to your left?
the grip points towards the spine.
Okay.
And at 4:30 or 5, I can, that's like getting your wallet. That ain't no big deal. But when you're over as far as the small of your back, it seems to me a left-handed holster would be better. You can turn your hand over, but still you got to fit between your back and the grip of the gun to pull, even if it's left-handed. And
Yeah. See what you just showing, Alan. The grip was pointing to your outside. What you just showed.
No, the grip pointing towards my spine.
Yeah. No, see your hand, the palm of your hand's to the outside. So that's why Jamie is asking, would you need to reverse? Okay.
I would
And
actually
then the other way, that's why Jamie is asking if you need to reverse the holster if you had it turn your hand around in that same position. I think is that what you meant, Jamie?
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying.
So we got a siding.
That's a good possibility. I hadn't never even tried. Honestly, I've never tried a left-hand holster like that. One of the reasons, yeah, I know, Mario. That's why I carry it like right there, because my back fat hides the grip really well.
Total concealment.
And so right there, right-handed, it's super easy for me. I've also worked myself to where I can pull that with my left hand. In one of my earliest videos, I actually demonstrated it. So I can actually access it with either hand, but that's a good question, Jamie. I've never tried a left-handed holster and carrying in that position, simply because the reason why I carry it is because it conceals it a lot better. I'm thinking the grip would stick out more, but it'd be nice. It'd be nice.
especially from, if you've got your pistol in a left-handed holster and you're right-handed, you're in the small of your back. You could lean forward just a little bit, slip your hand between the grip in your back, and then come out pretty quick with it.
Yeah, so back to what we were discussing on flagging. In that position, I'm flagging my own ass, right?
Something
Well,
just jumped up and bit me.
If you've got a right in the buttocks, so if you're going to have to get shot, where do you want to get shot? I mean, there's lots of padding right there. That's the reason. That's where your mama busted your butt when you were a kid, because there's a lot of padding there.
That's also the second largest group of nerve endings in your body, Jamie. That's why it hurt so bad when they busted it.
Details.
Oh man, not being able to sit down for 4 to 6 months. Oh man, sitting on one hip or the other, depending on which buttocks you shot off a ventilation hole in.
A friend of mine's he was a police officer. He shot himself in the wallet trying to holster his Glock, carrying like that. That's no lie.
He had to get all new credit cards, didn't he?
Yeah,
Like
he also
somebody
could have
stole
gotten
his
a
wallet.
safety after that. He said he just got careless. He unholstered and holstered it several times and just got careless, went to holster it and caught the trigger on something as it was going in the holster, and it went off.
Well, when you pull the trigger, that typically happens.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still he don't know what he caught the trigger on. He said he swears his finger wasn't on it, but he just said it went off, and he goes, I assume I caught it on something. I don't know what, but yeah, he's.
Oh, they make those rings for you to sit on too. What is it? They call it like a donut or something.
Yeah.
Tommy Boy said, "Who got a spanking who got paddled at school?"
I commented back and said 4. Tommy, you were a goody two shoes. Only four whackings.
I did once.
Yeah, I wrote there. I did once and got a real spanking when I got home, so I didn't do that crap no more.
Yeah, I got my butt busted a few times, no doubt about that.
And
never was fun.
Bama Dad says something here. The fact is okay, we practice fluid movement, we practice slow draw for muscle training and fluid movement, and slow is fast, fast is steady, right? Reholstering, you don't need to practice fast. You don't need to ever. When will you ever need to holster a weapon quickly?
Never.
And that 9 times out of 10 is where most people end up having accidents, is when they're reholstering. Doesn't matter which method they're carrying, that's where 9 times out of 10 is where they have the issue.
Yeah, we've seen YouTubers do it on video. We've seen the aftermath of what happens. It's just not one of those things. And Gizzard was talking about a story, and it's just like, hey, this is sketchy. Stop, pull the whole damn rig out, take your time, because there's absolutely no reason to go, this doesn't feel quite right. I'm going to keep shoving it in anyway. That's just asinine.
That just sounded wrong on so many levels.
You're just asking for it.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think Ball got it right. Take the holster out, put the gun in the holster, and then do what you got to do. Ouch, Edward.
That's a good one, though. You know, she laughed when she got around the corner.
No, not really, Gene. That's a different world, man.
Everybody's got a sense of humor.
But we'll talk after we get off the air.
See, though, I've known guys that are big dudes that still carry appendix. I myself have just never found it comfortable, and I just, it's not that I'm intimidated or scared of a gun. I've honestly, it's more so I've just never found it comfortable to carry appendix myself.
I agree.
We used to have a staple here on Foreign and Domestic, and he's a big dude and he carries appendix, and that's what works for him. That's what he's comfortable with. That's what he trains by. So I mean, it's always a to each their own kind of thing. I think it's a good, healthy conversation to have. If of what are you actually flagging? When are you actually flagging? Even in a holster.
Okay, so when you say flagging, you're actually referring to the bore of the weapon pointing at somebody else, or are you meaning exposing the gun so other folks can see it?
No, the bore. It flagging you or anyone else while it's holstered.
Yeah, where that muzzle's pointed.
Yeah, has loaded, safety off, safety on, whatever. Has anybody seen a gun that's just laying on a table or on the bench, whatever, discharge with nobody touch it?
Not
Well,
today.
we've had plenty of reports of numerous brands where somebody's like getting in and out of a vehicle or doing some other kind of movement with the weapon holstered and the weapon discharging.
Bama Dad's got a good point about complacency.
Yeah,
You're becoming complacent with it.
that's our biggest enemy in a lot of things.
Yes.
Dang, Bama Dad, we got to drag politics into this, don't we? Speaking of which, y'all talking about a long time ago. Y'all remember when we actually had gun checks on this chat?
Yes.
Yeah, I miss those days.
Yeah,
I
that's
certainly miss those days.
Used to do it on my show too. What we have now, where it's show us your corn, it used to be show us your guns back in the day. It was in the middle of the show, and everybody would take out their gun and hold it up and show it. Can't do that no more.
insane, ain't it?
We
I
always
got
had something sitting on the side or sitting on the shelf underneath of us and be like, or
Yeah, the flybys, man. The flybys were the thing.
Yeah. I get it, Bama Dad. It's crazy, ain't it, man? I've never seen one sitting there all by itself just discharged.
I've never had one, but even my home protection items, I have pointed in safe directions.
Well, absolutely.
When I take my carry off and I put it on my table next to me, it's pointed away from me. It's pointed away from her, and just even though it's in a holster, you know, um, and nobody's touching it, I don't muzzle myself or her at any given time knowingly. Um, I try to avoid the inadvertently.
What if you live in an apartment building like I do? Then you got to worry about the folks that live next door and the folks that live across the hall and the people downstairs. You got to be darn careful what direction you point those things.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, at one of the outside walls.
Go for it, Bama Dad. I bet you'll win if you get some liberals in the jury.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I've always considered an advantage is, yeah, I live in technically an apartment, but I don't have any neighbors on any opposing wall. And all my walls are old school. This building was built in like 1905. Actually, it might actually be older than that. So all the walls are brick and plaster. The only thing is I have a bar underneath me. I have a bar downstairs. That bar happens to be empty right now, has been empty for months. And when I moved in, the bar was empty. Um, and so right now, I don't have to concern myself with that, but it's something that I'm not, that I don't get complacent with. Also, I still keep in mind, yeah, somebody might have gone in and is doing some work in the bar, and I just don't know they're there. So I'm still keeping things pointed in a safe direction.
Yeah, it's just something to think about. When you're drawing, no matter where you're carrying, what are you flagging? As you're carrying, what are you flagging? As you're putting it back and reholstering, what are you flagging? Just food for thought.
Absolutely.
Like Bama Dad said, you don't want to be complacent. And a lot of people get complacent with something like that. We'll start going through the room. Gene, what you got, man?
What do I got? I got a couple videos come out here this week. I got work. I got both jobs. I got to work on both jobs. So trying to make up some lost bill money from the holidays. You know how that goes, everybody. You got to spend money on yourself and other people, unfortunately. Other people, unfortunately. Allen. Other than that, man, I'm just looking forward to having a good week. Thanks for having me on. I hope everybody else on the panel and the side chat has a blessed, great week out there. Take good care of yourselves. And try to help somebody. Try to make somebody smile, man.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Gary, what you got going on, man?
Put out a video this last week. Got another one or two coming out this week. Of course, Foul Territory on Friday nights at 9:00 p.m. Central. Also, just to let everybody know, Rich Wyatt is not doing his Unloaded Media show tonight, but DM Foss is going to do a takeover chat at, I guess it would be 10 o'clock Central. So, might check that out. And as always, thanks for the invite, and appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you. Yo, Billy, what you got?
Oh man, got working on some videos this week. Got a few reviews that I need to do, and hopefully get out to the range and make a couple of videos. If weather's good, hopefully. But that's about it. Of course, we'll have Guns Bearing Therapy coming up next Saturday. And anyway, man, thank you so much for having me on here. Always appreciate it. Always a good time.
Absolutely, buddy. Appreciate you. Jamie, what you got, man?
I put a video up yesterday. I hope somebody will go watch it. There's
Good video.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. We got Friday nights at 8 Eastern. Georgia Shooting Connection comes on right before that guy. Gizzard. We try to get off in time for Gizzard and the Hens to do their thing. And I want to thank you for letting me hang out with y'all, man. It's always fun on Sunday evenings. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate all up in the side chat. We had a little bit of slow chat here and there, but that's to be expected. Been off for a few weeks, so sometimes it takes a little bit to get going. But appreciate everyone out there. Hope everyone had a good Christmas and a good New Year's. And Allen, take us out right, brother.
Oh man, great chat. I did need to plug all my merch. I'm gonna have shirts, banana hammocks, and if you can't do a banana hammock, I'm gonna have thongs. So if you want to look those up on my Etsy, that would be great. That would be great. It's helps support what I do out here on YouTube with all these videos. It's ridiculously expensive to do this stuff, and it's not like it's a hobby. I'm out here for the money. Nevertheless, also the other thing that I wanted to remind you of is my next video series coming out. It's going to be one video, but in 15 parts on underwater basket weaving. So if you're into baskets or you're into water, this video might be for you. Other than that, I want to remind you to keep them magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!